You in the middle of the video now, because we're live.
Oh my God.
So now you've joined the conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the boxing socialist himself, Sean Rico Crack.
Oh man, he used my government name, y'all. He used my government name. Alright, shoot.
Alright.
What's the question about? About Gabe Rosado having his orbital bone broken? It's been broken the last 5 fights.
No, not about him going blind. It's about the fight is close to being made between Mayweather and Pacquiao. It's almost done. This is the closest we've ever been to getting the fight done. How do you think it's going to play out? I don't think we ever got your touch on that.
Alright. Now, when you say how's it going to play out as far as what? As the contract getting signed or the fight itself?
As far as the fight itself.
Well, Floyd's just going to expose Manny Pacquiao for the bum he is. He's going to get in there. He's going to do that little judder 2-step. People don't realize, man, Pacquiao got 2 left feet. When he goes a step, he trips almost. And he trips to the point, it looks like he's just skipped in the ring. And Floyd Mayweather, with his accuracy in his right hand, is just going to tag him all night long. He's going to hit him with them body shots, go back up top. He's going to move on. Now, you know what we're going to see from Floyd? We're going to see something that Floyd hasn't done in the last 3 or 4 fights. I forgot the last person even did it, where Floyd used to do that. As some of the East Coast people like to call the Philly shell. Floyd's going to go back to rotating that. Since Pacquiao's southpaw, he's going to roll on him and just counter right on him. I wouldn't be surprised if I put on this. I think he'll drop Pacquiao, but I don't think he'll knock Pacquiao out. And after he beats up on him, they're going to try to make it seem close on what it is. But Floyd's going to come out to win, and then they're going to turn around and do a rematch in September, and he's going to walk out as the richest boxer in history.
That's a beautiful, man. We must got ESP or something. That's the same way I see the fight going. Except for I see Manny Pacquiao getting beat up every minute of the round, and I want him to get beat up every minute of the round. I want him to get knocked out with 1 second left in the 12th round.
Now, don't get me wrong, I think Floyd is going to beat him up, but I just think the judges, they have to do their job. They have to make it seem kind of close, so it'll just keep the interest of the rematch going for September.
I don't think they could do it with this fight. It's going to be that bad that people are going to say, man, I can't believe we wanted to see this. That's how bad I think it's going to be.
However, since Floyd is, I was thinking about this today, Carcino, since Floyd is going to fight Manny Pacquiao, I just have a good feeling that's going to go ahead and open up the door for the Amir Khan to fight Kell Brook if Amir Khan doesn't get knocked out by Devin Alexander, which could happen.
Man, Amir Khan could get knocked out by the wind of opening the door too fast. They opened the door too fast and Khan is fainting.
Oh, man. It's a good thing I don't have nobody on the West Coast to interview Andre Berto. So Andre, just be honest, man. How bad did you beat up Amir Khan in sparring? You can go ahead and tell us, man. No, we didn't even take a lie on. We know he was just 140 pounds and you're 147. So just tell us how you beat up on Amir Khan.
Man.
Hey, Andre Berto has so much pride. All we gotta say, man, we heard Amir Khan whipped your tail in sparring, man. He ain't got so much pride. What? Who told you that? That ain't how it went down.
Of course. Man, I just know for a fact he got his confidence back just fighting Amir Khan. There ain't nothing. Nothing like fighting Amir Khan to get your confidence up.
Hold on, Ted.
All right.
For a second. Alright, I'm back, Ted.
All right, and for the people that's just tuning in, if you just tuned in, This is the closest we've ever been to getting Mayweather and Pacquiao to fight together. I mean,
So, Ted, what percentage would you say it's at? Would you say it's at 90%, 80%? What percent do you have it at right now?
I got it at a good strong 90. And that's just my meter. Because it could really be 1%. I think it's just minor things they got to work out. But a minor thing in this type of fight is a major thing. So, you know, like one of the things I believe that's still on the table, they just have to work around it, is the Vada USADA situation. Because I'm hearing that there's two, like they're gonna do Vada and USADA. They're gonna use two tests, and people are like, that's dumb. You know, we're paying 2 fees. You know, it doesn't make any sense. But Floyd works with USADA, and Manny wants to work with Vada, and I don't think they're gonna do Vada at all. I heard that as the second part, like, oh, Vada's now out, and USADA's gonna do it, and USADA doesn't want to work with Vada, and don't want them in the way. Then they don't want to do 2 tests on the same day. So I think everything the main stuff that was holding the fight up is not an issue anymore. Now, that's what we've been told. Like, everything else is really just the small stuff.
Right. So has anybody have any close accuracy that you keep hearing about? Floyd wants 2/3. It's a 70/30.
No. I already did that video. That's not even the case. That's not even an issue.
I'm not saying it's a case, but does anybody know what the split is?
No.
For sure.
No. The split is not going to be 2/3, but it's not that. But Floyd is getting a handsome amount.
But Bobby Arum still has to be out of the picture.
Yeah, Arum's out of the picture. Arum doesn't mind being out of the picture.
That's because they probably paid him between 30 to 40 million to step aside.
Of course, he's already confirmed that. When I interviewed him, he confirmed that yes, he's going to be stepping aside, and he has no problem with it. If it's to make the fight go, and he's all for it. Which means that as long as his terms are met, and he basically gave his terms, and they said okay, and the terms he agreed to, everything was fine. So he basically has Les Moonves from CBS representing his claims, like their terms, and Les has got the permission to go ahead and do the negotiation for his terms. And while he's working with Al Heyman and the rest of them, they have a good working relationship there. Arum is not involved. He's not in the picture. He will be paid to sit aside. And whatever that price is, I know it's more than the $10 million somebody just threw out there, because that just makes zero sense.
It's going to be $30 million minimum. That's the minimum.
Well, I know Arum's happy, so he's okay.
So, Carcino, since we brought up Floyd Mayweather, can we bring another subject up that kind of relates to him, to not really a whole lot, but so we've been seeing reports out that CBS is about to do their own network boxing show. Matter of fact, I think they got a fight either coming on the end of this month, but definitely in January, CBS will be going full-fledged, and the streaming and all that. Which brings me to the point, Floyd Mayweather's daddy, not Floyd Sr., but Al Heyman. How come we haven't heard any more about his daddy's NBC network deal? Why did it kind of fizzle out or die out? And why does CBS just come in and get the jump doing TV, boxing on TV before NBC under the new direction and guidance under Al Heyman? Since Kathy Dula just had her last date last month.
Well,
what's up with Big Daddy Al?
Well, he's got the deal. I mean, when the deal goes in place and when the dates come, they'll make the fights. See, the thing is, a lot of fighters are in contracts, so they're kind of like waiting to be released. Like, you haven't seen Guerrero, you haven't seen Danny Garcia, You haven't seen Peter Quillen. I think they're all trying to get through this Golden Boy situation.
And why would Golden Boy in their right mind release him?
Well, I don't know. I think they're going to sit out the rest of their contract. I mean, it's obvious there's an issue going on, or you would have seen Danny Garcia, Lamont Peterson by now. I think they're going to have that fight on their own. So we'll see where it goes. But right now, it's obvious we're not getting these fights. Danny Garcia is not fighting and defending his title. You know, against Victor Postal, they came to a financial agreement. So I don't know what's going to happen with the situation now.
Okay. So who's going to be actually the first fight that Rock Nation is going to buy? What's the first fight we're going to see that they're going to buy?
You're going to see Rock Nation involved in the what's his name? Vladimir Klitschko, Brian Jennings. Yeah, that's going to be the first one.
Now you know, if B.Y. Jennings ends up falling through for monetary reasons, if they can't get the money together, you know their automatic second backup plan is Shannon Briggs, right?
They've already, that fight has already been agreed upon. The fight is happening with Brian Jennings. It's already a done deal. It's been done.
I heard they're still trying to work out the monetary part of it.
No. They're just working on, when they say they're working on it, they mean they got the agreement for the fight. It's just that he might want upfront money.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's all that means. They got the money. The fight's done. They got the date. It's taking place. So, as a matter of fact, it was agreed upon a couple of weeks ago. So,
okay.
Yeah, all this, like, they're still debating on where the fight's going to be or who the person's going to be. They're just doing it to add the tension, but yet they still promoting only Brian Jennings. They promoted no other fighter. You know, HBO is very good at that. Then I just did a video, because everybody, you know, whenever somebody wins on HBO, you know, the fans, it's the new hot guy. So it's your guy, David Lemieux, who's the new hot guy. Now everybody's Lemieux fans.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Carcino, why are we recording this live? Let everybody know I'm not riding the bandwagon. Let everybody know I was a David Lemieux fan even way before he got knocked out by Rubio.
Yep. This man totally 100% believes in David Lemieux. I have no idea why. But he is David Lemieux all the way. No matter what. But here's what the fans got. Canelo versus David Lemieux. How do you think that fight's going to play out? If they were to fight each other? And, you know, how you think it's going to go? I just did a video on it. But you can go ahead and answer that. Because you are the perfect person to answer this question.
Listen. Even though I really like David Lemieux, I'm really a David Lemieux fan, man. I think he beats everybody at 160 except for Canelo Alvarez and Triple G. Honestly,
what?
I really wish. Yeah, I think. I don't know, man. Canelo is like my Timothy Bradley. Every time I count Timothy Bradley out, he wins. And same thing with Canelo. Every time I count Canelo out to get beat up, he wins. He finds a way to win. He doesn't win pretty, but he finds a way to win. And I think, and here's the problem with it, Kev, is the only reason why I think Canelo, I mean, I'm only giving Canelo a slight edge. It's not like it's a whopping edge. I just think that I don't think David Lemieux can hurt Canelo when he comes in at cruiserweight. I mean, how can you beat up and knock out 190-pound Canelo on fight night?
Well, Lemieux is pretty big himself.
Yeah, but he only blows up to about 175.
And Canelo is not coming in at no 190?
looks like him and Chavez Jr. can wait the same night on fight night. But anyway, I'd rather see David Lemieux fight and beat up. I know without a shadow of doubt he'd knock out Miguel Cotto.
I don't know.
That's the fight I want to see, Cotto versus Lemieux.
I don't know about that.
Listen,
This is the new and improved Miguel Cotto.
Man, Freddie Roach, all he did was teach him to throw 10 extra punches around. It's all Freddie Roach knows how to do, offense. When the average fighter throws 20 punches, after 8 weeks of training, he got him up to 30 punches around.
Well, I don't know if that's Roach getting him up to 30 around. But all I know is Miguel Cotto's got a 6-pack now. His reflexes are sharper, and he's hitting a lot harder. And this is a guy who wasn't knocking people out at 154.
Well, he's on them vitamins that they give people. You never been to the Walk Hard gym, and when you first walk in, they got the glass case, and it's called the special vitamin packs. You take them packs, you can knock anybody out.
Okay, let me put my disclaimer here. This is not my...
I said vitamins.
I know, this is my disclaimer. This is not my views. This is only the views of Sean Craddock. I am disassociating myself from that conversation.
And those vitamins ain't even FDA approved. I'll leave it like that.
Oh.
Hey,
and y'all fans be thinking it's me all the time.
all I'm doing is just repeating your boy Paulie Malignaggi.
Oh, now you gonna throw Paulie under the bus. Oh, man.
All I'm saying is I just never seen Paulie take a beating like he did in that last fight with Sean Porter. That's all I'm saying.
Well, is Sean Porter in the top rate? Well, he was in the wild card, but I can't blame that on wild card.
Mm-hmm.
Wild card is a fine place. Freddie Roach is a good trainer.
Oh, Lord.
And I don't think he would do anything to hurt the integrity of the sport.
Spoken like a true politician, Terry.
And all the fans be thinking it's me all the time.
So, Carcino, can we talk about one of the next biggest fight of the year besides Pacquiao and Mayweather? Are we ever next year going to see your boy Amir Khan fight Kell Brook? Will that fight happen in 2015? Yes or no?
I'll say maybe. It's a good chance. Kell Brook will need the money, and
do you think Brook will end up fighting Juan Manuel Marquez at all or no?
Marquez will need the money. Once he do, it'll be his funeral, but he'll have a good payday. It'll be the largest payday he was gonna ever get. So he needs to go over there to the UK, get that last check before he retire, and then that's it. And if he still can eat solid food, he can go ahead and do a farewell fight at home. I mean, that's the best way to do.
Garcia, will we ever see a Timothy Bradley fight Danny Garcia?
Against Danny Garcia.
I've had a couple people ask me if we will ever see that fight. I said, I don't think so.
Tim Bradley, Danny Garcia?
Yeah.
That fight ends in a headbutt. Technical draw. I don't know why. I can tell you. I will tell you the results of that fight right now. Headbutt, technical draw.
Kev, you gotta admit, we haven't seen a Timothy Bradley headbutt since his last 3 fights. He's gotten better. I don't know what he's done, but he's gotten better in the last 3 fights.
Yeah, he's not as wild anymore. He started working on being more technical and not just going all out crazy. But when he got hurt, he went back crazy and started swinging for like a caveman. He forgot he had training and everything. He was just swinging. I was like, what is wrong with Tim Bradley? Even if your leg is hurt and your calf is hurt because he got bad footing, You don't just start swinging like a caveman. Wait. Manny Pacquiao's going to expose himself, and then you can catch him.
Right. Carcino, do you know just one, name me one boxing fan, just one, that wants to see the Brandon Rios versus Mike Alvarado 3?
Hollywood. That's what
Oh my God.
Hollywood wants to see it. You know, it's like the loser leave town fight.
Oh my goodness.
You know, HBO loves it. It's right up there, Allie.
Is Top Rank starting to become known as the company that puts on what's the word I'm looking for? Trilogies?
Of course. Top Rank ain't about like we finna have the best fighters fighting the best. They looking like we gonna have the biggest fight with the biggest name fighting the biggest name. They don't care. That guy could be 89,000 years old. They gonna put him in the ring. You saw the movie Grudge Match. They had two 70-year-old people fighting each other. And HBO was happy to cover it. They got Roy Jones in the movie. I'm like, man, them two people 70-something years old. That's 140-something years in the ring. they ain't supposed to be punching each other in the face. I'm like, what kind of message is that? That's why Hopkins feel like, man, I'm young. I'm just 40. Y'all putting that stuff on TV.
Oh, Carcino, what about this guy that took a dive against Jean Pascal yesterday?
Was that a dive?
It was more than a dive. It was a dive. It was embarrassment to the sport. They made sure they weren't going to mess up the Jean Pascal versus Kovalev fight. Although Kovalev will knock out Jean Pascal. How do you see that fight playing out?
I think that I think Kovalev will definitely overwhelm him with his power. But Pascal has enough power to get his attention. That's something I'm going to have to go watch tape on, and I'm going to come back and make a decision on like when I think the knockout's going to take place.
Right. And Carcino, can I tell you what the fans want to see you do? The fans want you to do something for them for 2015. I've been asked this by thousands of people. You know what that is?
I'm not getting another microphone.
They want you to put on your matchmaker hat. The fans have cried out to me, please get Carcino to finally get the fight between Onito Donaire versus Abner Mares at 122 pounds, because neither one of them can crack at 126. Tell him he can get the job done now since they kind of going over the hill now. I said I'll talk to him. So Carcino, can you make the calls so we can finally see Onito Donaire Abner Mares at 122?
Well, since you deal with a lot of drug addicts, it seems like they've been talking to you. Onito Donaire has been knocking people crazy at 126. It's just that he's just fighting the bigger guys at 126. The biggest and best at 126. Like we all knew Walters was dangerous. That was a dangerous fight for Nonito because he's big, but these guys are bigger and too strong for him at this weight class. I mean, this guy that went up 5 weight classes the right way, not like the other guy. So,
but can you make it happen at 122?
Well, I remember I was in the middle of it before. I think now is the best time for it to happen. Like, it could happen now.
Those calls for the fans.
Oh, well, I don't need to make that call. They got different directions they're going in. You know, Abner Mares, he's got his own problems to deal with right now. He's trying to come back, and he wants to fight Nicholas Waters and all those guys. And Rigondeaux. So, he's very excited about fights like that. And Lomachenko, he wants to get in the mix right away. So, you know, Mares won't be around long. And so we're going to probably get that fight, probably the last fight of their careers. We'll probably see that fight. And Nonito will win by knockout.
Alright, so how will we see the Lomachenko versus Walters fight play out?
Lomachenko will be knocked out in about round 9 or 10.
Man, so Carcino, you just are not a fan of Lomachenko at all.
What are you talking about? I'm a big fan of Lomachenko. He's just gonna get knocked out. Just because I think he's gonna get knocked out, don't mean I'm not a fan of him. His style will allow him to be knocked out by Waters. Nicholas Waters in the 9th round will knock out Lomachenko. Lomachenko's gonna try to knock him out early. He makes a lot of mistakes that he picked up from the amateurs. He telegraphs his punches and do the same thing over and over. If you fight a guy like Waters who fights a long fight and actually uses his jab, he will wear down Lomachenko. Lomachenko he fights in spots. He's always open to be hit with jabs. He keeps his hands too low. Waters is going to clip him and hurt him really bad. And it's because Lomachenko hasn't fought a fighter that could step back. When he comes forward, they're standing right there. Waters will go back and catch him coming in with a hook or a chopping right hand, and guess where Lomachenko's going? He's going for the soft spot on the canvas.
Alright, Carcino, let's shift over to, you've done a lot of important things in boxing for 2014. And one of the most important things you've done lately was you helped guide the career of the one and only Luis Arias Cubas. Is he officially signed with Top Rank?
No. Bob Arum hasn't seen him since that meeting. He ain't seen or heard from him.
I heard somebody the other day say congratulations on the Top Rank signing.
Well,
he retweeted it.
Well, if he did, he didn't tell me, and I didn't get my check. So.
Okay. You need to follow up with that because I heard a couple people tweeting congratulations to him. So.
Well.
I don't know if that was just
if that's true, if once a check comes through the mail, then I'll know something.
Ken, there's a lot of fights you made that you didn't get a check for. It never happens for the people on the bottom of the totem pole.
Well, I don't think I'm at the bottom of the totem pole. I think I'm a high-ranking individual in the sport of boxing, and a lot of these fights wouldn't be made without me. I must say that. And a couple of fights I'm going to put together for the fans. You're going to see Keith Thurman in a real fight soon. After this, Keith is going to be in a real fight because I'm going to help Keith get into these fights. I'm going to start working with Keith, and we're going to get Keith in some big fights.
Wait a minute, now you're going to start taking money out of 70 Fight News pockets.
We gonna get Keith Thurman in that ring with either Amir Khan or Devin Alexander. One of those guys, somebody, he gotta fight some big names. He's gonna be in a real fight. You know what this man just said in his interview promoting this fight?
What did he say?
Keith Thurman said he's gonna outshine all the other fighters on the card this weekend. I said, well, everybody else is in real fights this weekend. If you don't outshine with Leonard Bundu, then you gonna be brought under question because you're supposed to shine. You supposed to outshine everybody else. That's amazing. I was like, that's an amazing statement.
Well, Carcino, I know right down the road, give me a prediction, because right down that road, on the same night, we're going to see Bradley versus Diego Chavez. How do you see that fight playing out?
I don't know. I'm going to go with Bradley. He's got the, I'm going to give him the edge. Even though Chavez is the most skilled boxer, Bradley, I think, is too physical for him. It's going to be a foul fest. But Bradley's too big and strong for him. So, I'm going with Bradley.
Okay. were you also shocked this weekend that James De La Rosa got knocked out by Hugo Santana?
No, I knew Santana would win. I mean, the way he got knocked out, he got Pacquiao out, but
is that what you call it? Anybody that falls face first is the Pacquiao?
yeah, he got Pacquiao out. So, I mean, it was the same way. It was the same kind of fall, same kind of everything. He just got Pacquiao out. And so as it happened, I'm like, man, Pacquiao. He dropped face first. But at least he was awake. You know, Pacquiao went to sleep. You know, he just wanted to lay there.
And Kev, we gotta ask you about your number one favorite buddy, Hammer and Hank Lundy.
What about Hank?
What did you think about that fight?
Oh, man. I talked to Nate. He had me on the floor, cracking me up and talking about Barry Hunter. Talking about Nate Jones. He was talking about, you know, he always talk about the corner work. So he always listening to the corner. He's listening to Barry Hunter. He was losing his mind. He's like, man, I turned it off. He was this man looking back at the camera so he can tell a story. Tell this man what he need to be doing. And he's like, man, stop telling him about some. Do you believe in me? I believe in you. Man, shut up and tell this man what he need to do. You over there telling stories.
So, Carcino, while we recording live, this is my last question for you before I let you go.
You let me go? You are. I'm the one recording. He talking about before I let you go.
Carcino Davis, who is the greater trainer when it comes to giving advice in the corner? Barry Hunter or your boy Virgil Hunter?
Oh, come on. That's not even a question.
No, wait, let me rephrase that. Who's the greater motivator?
Oh, that's not even a question. I mean, I don't know what Virgil Hunter motivating people to do. Because I really don't know. You know, you worked really hard. I watched you. You in the best shape of your life. I think he's just a life coach. I think he can got a career in that. Because he don't know what's going on in the fight. The fight will be over. He don't even know how it ended. I think he really can't see. I think Virgil Hunter is just blind as a bat. Because everybody got to tell him what happened when the fight's over. He hit him with an elbow. No, then he got caught with a right hook. He sleep. He in the corner yelling. He getting all mad and stuff to fight over from a legal punch. And he's sitting there, He didn't caught him with a thumb to the eye. That's what he did. I'm like, he didn't throw him in the eye. He got punched in the face. Like he thought Amir Khan tripped over Diaz's leg and he leg whipped him. No, he didn't. He hit him with a left hook on his jaw and Khan went to sleep. Rolled on his back. He leg whipped him. He leg whipped you, didn't he? I was like, what fight? What fight is he in there telling Khan like, don't worry about that. He leg with you, but that's alright. You not hurt. Khan looking like, well, I am a little screwy.
Oh man. Well, I guess if Amir is gonna break the ranks at 147, I mean, I don't know. I can always say he can always fight Victor Ortiz after this.
Oh yeah, and I gotta give my take on the Pacquiao fight. I don't think I did that, did I?
Nah.
Oh, my breakdown of how I think the fight is gonna go.
How's it gonna go?
This is chapter 1 of 6001 that's gonna be made. About time my entry on Pacquiao style. Well, the fight's gonna start like this. Manny Pacquiao's gonna come out. He's gonna get wild. He's gonna throw some punches. They all gonna get blocked. The crowd gonna scream. Floyd gonna punch him right in his face. Clean. He gonna get caught with straight right hand leads. Foul. Manny coming in. Straight right hand's gonna make him stay at home. Once he starts staying at home, he's gonna try to counter Floyd Mayweather. And that's when I'm really gonna laugh. Because he thinks he's fast enough and good enough to counter Floyd. But Manny Pacquiao has not seen a fighter like Floyd. So when he starts seeing all these feints, all this movement, up and down, he can't just run in there. And Floyd's going to get his respect early. And then once he hurt him to the body, then we're going to see Manny Pacquiao in a situation he's never been in before. He's going to look like a deer in headlights because he's going to be even more frustrated. He thought Algieri made him frustrated. Oh, Floyd going to really frustrate him. But Floyd could walk him down. He could stand in front of him and beat him. He could use his legs and beat. Floyd can do anything he can in there to beat Manny Pacquiao. That's how garbage he is. That is how much garbage he is. I mean, this Manny Pacquiao and this trash I'm finna throw away right now that's in my room has a lot in common. It's full and packed with a bunch of used up material. That's Manny Pacquiao. All this stuff, this cans and stuff that took a beating. They crushed, they thrown in the garbage. And it's time to go to recycling. And that's what's going to happen to Manny. He's going to go right into the grinder and we can get him up for recycling. And get him out of here.
Oh, man.
And with a Pacquiao fan, stop telling me stuff that they saying on ESPN. Can you please stop that? Can you just know for a fact that we know a little bit more than what they going to tell you on ESPN?
Carcina, would you love to sit down and have a debate with Skip Bayless?
No, that's foolery. That's just sitting down. Would you sit down and have a talk with the argument with somebody who's autistic? No, that would be just wrong. Because you know what you're talking about, but they're not going to really too much know what they're talking about. They just going to keep talking, so you can't win. Because every time you make a point, they just going to say something that really don't even make any sense. And people will just be like, you know, he won, man. I think he won. I'll be like, he didn't make a point. He's just saying, I think Manny's going to win because I think Floyd is scared. He's a chicken. Bop, 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 bop. If I see that, I cannot know how a show like that gets on ESPN. ESPN has officially become TMZ.
Okay, with all the talk between Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith, do you think you will see them two ringside next to each other watching the fight?
Who? I mean, you talking about...
And Skip Bayless.
Oh, yeah. He'll definitely be there. I mean, whenever Mayweather fought, like, what's his name was always there. I don't know about Bayless.
Both of them next to each other.
No, they might. Because of the show. This is Pacquiao Mayweather. You know, like, or Mayweather Pacquiao. This is like the Mecca fight to be at. This fight is gonna sell out in 10 seconds.
How many stars will we see there?
Oh, you're gonna see everybody out. You're gonna see Brad Pitt, Angelina. You're gonna see the A-list of stars for this fight. Like, no celebrity will miss this fight. Every celebrity will show up for this fight. Period.
Well, it's a shame I can't get a hold of the tickets. I guess I would try to scalp them if I was there.
Well, you could get on the credential list.
No, I was talking about scalping tickets.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. You just love to go to a Floyd Mayweather fight. Oh, my goodness. Alright. So what do you think about Bob Arum saying that Dan Raphael was too fat to get on the plane?
I didn't hear that, but that's hilarious.
Why
did you say that about Dan Raphael?
Oh, you didn't hear that? Oh yeah, just before the Pacquiao Algieri fight, when he was talking about reports that about the fight, and he was talking with Bob Arum about it, and Bob didn't like what Dan had wrote in his report, and they were asked, Kevin Lioli was interviewing him, and he said, well, when you have a guy who just sits around all day and don't call to get the answers because he's too fat to get on the plane and come down here to see what's going on, this is what happened.
Now, Carcino, I gotta ask you this question, because Bob Arum's 80-something years old. The man's close to death. They become best friends. Is he even reading these things on ESPN and these blogs? Does he just have his henchmen just tell him what's being said?
Oh no, he read them. He know what's going on.
Bob gets on the internet and reads articles.
Oh no, it's brought to his attention. If something needs to be, trust me, he has a team that
No, okay.
it's brought to his attention pretty fast.
No, okay.
Nothing kind of slips by him.
Yeah, Bob just don't strike me as a person that even gets on the internet.
Can you believe it? This week I went to the movie theater one time. This is a new record.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Oh yeah, Carcino, since you talked to Bob Arum, has he lost his deal with Sony PlayStation? 'Cause I noticed he's not advertising no more before fights.
Well, that deal was probably for just that fight.
No, okay.
Or who knows, that's probably what they just wanted to promote. Because it was for the PlayStation 4 and it was during the launch of the promo for that. So, the promotion was probably over.
And once or twice he had a little promo for Wingstop. I guess the Wingstop is over with too, huh?
Probably. They just probably bought into the fight. It's just like marketing space.
Yeah.
So, we're going to end this video right here. Oh my goodness, the Lawndale community. Oh, they having a...
Don't y'all forget to go to boxingsocialist.com. Go to Instagram at Boxing Socialist. Go to Twitter at Boxing Socialist. And you can even call me at 832. No, I'm just playing with you.
Oh my, go ahead. They finna call you up. You gonna get calls all day because of this video.
Tell them to call. I ain't afraid of them.
All right, I'm gonna give y'all his number in the inbox. Oh man, all right. Well, this has been a great night. We've had a lot of fun entertaining you. Now we got to talk about all the stuff we couldn't talk about on the video. Good night, y'all.